Hey guys, Mr. Kruger here working on trail marker number 1, version A, which is going to be the review that you can use. This is the same 10 skills every single time, all through quarter 1, so you got to understand these 10 skills. Remember, 8 to pass. So the first thing I did on questions 1, 2, and 3 is I wrote y equals mx plus b, because each one says write the equation, write the equation, write the equation. So if your answer is not in y equals mx plus b, then you have not written the equation. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Write the equation of a line that passes through this point and this point. Remember, we have to find a slope and a y-intercept, the m and the b. So let's find our m first. It's always y2 minus y1, so 6 minus 0, y2 and y1, divided by x2 minus x1, x minus a negative 2. Sorry, 2 minus a negative 2. And now if I simplify that, the numerator simplifies to 6. The denominator, whenever we have a double negative, it turns into addition, which gives me 4. And that simplifies to 3 over 2. Okay, so now I have my m. That's going to go in my formula at the end. But we still got to solve for b. It doesn't matter which point you use, so pick either one. Let's start with this one. We have x and y, and I'm going to plug that right where I see the formula right above it. So 0 goes in for y. M we already found was 3 over 2, and x is that negative 2 plus b. So let's multiply. 0 equals, well, 3 over 2, you could rewrite it over 1 and multiply across. 6, or 3 over negative 2 is negative 6, and 2 over 1 multiplies to 2. Okay, plus that b. And let's simplify that fraction. So I get 0 equals negative 3 plus b. And then I just got to add 3 to both sides. So I get 3 equals b. Well, now I have my b and I have my m. So my final equation is y equals, m is 3 over 2. That's what we've solved for first. X plus my b, which is 3. Question 2. Write the equation of a line that passes through 2, negative 1, and has a slope of 4. Well, we have a slope already. M equals 4. One step easier. Now let's plug it into our formula. Negative 1 equals m times that x, which is 2, plus b. So let's solve for b. 4 times 2 is 8. I have to subtract 8 from both sides to get b by itself, and I get negative 9. So now I have my m and my b. So my final equation is y equals 4x minus 9. Take a look at 3. Write the equation. Well, for the graph, we always start with the b. So I'm going to find what the y-intercept is, so b equals 1. And then I need to find another point on the graph where it intersects. And then count the rise. Up 3, so plus 3 in the numerator. And then I got to count the run. 1, 2, so plus 2 for the run. So my slope is 3 over 2, and my b is 1. Solve the following. X divided by 2 equals negative 6. Well, if I want to undo division, I have to multiply both sides by 2. So I get x equals negative 12. Question 5. Solve the following for x. So I need to move the constants to one side, the variables to the other. So I'm going to move the variables to the left. So I'm going to subtract 5x. So I get 10x minus 7 equals 13. Take the time to write the next step. Then I'm going to move the constants to the right side. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I get 10x equals 20. 10 times x, so I have to undo multiplication, which is division, and I get x equals 2. Simplify the following. PEMDAS. You gotta follow this order. Parentheses, well, the parentheses just around a negative 2. There's no operation in there. Exponents, no exponents, so let's go to multiplication division. When I see division right here, we always got to start from left to right if there's multiple multiplications and division, so let's just simplify that. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4, plus 6 times 7. Now I have multiplication over here, so I'm going to do negative 4 plus 6 times 7, which is 42. And then I'm going to add like terms, which is going to be positive 38. Question 7. Solve the following for y. So I have to get this y by itself. Okay, this is like rewriting in slope-intercept form. If I want to get the y by itself, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the x away. Okay, and here's where one of the most common mistakes is. Now I have negative 2 on the left. Make sure you bring that negative down. But are 10 and negative 6 like terms? Well, 10's a constant, and negative 6 has an x there, so I cannot write it like that. okay? And I'm going to write the negative 6x first, plus the 10, because remember, y equals mx plus b form has the mx first, okay? So now I have negative 2y. I have to divide by the entire coefficient, not just the 2, the negative as well, so that this whole thing simplifies out, and I'm left with just y. A negative 6 divided by a negative 2 is a positive 3, and a 10 divided by a negative 2 is a negative 5. Simplify the following expression. Well, there's no equal sign, so I have to keep it without an equal sign. This is an expression, so I'm going to distribute the negative 2. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And negative 2 times a positive 2y gives me a negative 4y. You have to distribute the negative. Then I'm just going to rewrite negative 10x. Now I have to combine like terms. Well, negative 2x and negative 10x are like terms. So negative 2 minus 10 gives me negative 12x. And then I just rewrite that negative 4y. Solve the following for x. Well, let's distribute again whenever I see that coefficient out front. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times positive 4 is negative 12. Just need to solve for x. So I'm going to add away first. So I get 30, and then I'm going to divide by negative 3. Ooh, where did I get 18 from? I multiplied everything. So actually, it's just going to be a 6 over here. My mistake. So now I get 18. That's where I was getting the 18 from. So x equals negative 6. Graph the equation. I always start with the y-intercept on the y-axis, so plus 5. And then this negative 3, that's my slope. Remember, we want to see it as a rise over run. So because it's negative 3, that means down. And because it's a positive 1 in the denominator, that means to the right. So I'm going to go down 3, 1 to the right, down 3, 1 to the right. Once I have a few points, draw the line through it. Okay, guys, 7 minutes. Watch whatever you need to watch over and over again. And take a look. This is the work you got to do. These are the 10 skills you got to do to pass trail marker 1. Okay, good luck.